can hear me. The best part about this time slot on a Thursday is that we are not the gatekeepers for the party later, so you have no excuse. If you're here, enjoy. So let's get started. We are the OneDrive, SharePoint, and Graph Talk. The title says a lot more things. We're the OneDrive, SharePoint, and Graph Talk. That's all you need to remember. So who are we? My name is Jeremy Kelly. I'm a senior program manager on the OneDrive and SharePoint development team. We are responsible for the developer platform that you've probably seen this week in SharePoint Framework, along with the APIs, which is what we're here representing today.
And
We'll wait for Darren to get his mic on.
Hello. I'm Darren Spector. I'm the group engineering manager for the developer platform team, and I'm going to be coding up some of these APIs Jeremy's going to be talking about.
I'm going to code too. Both of us get to write some stuff. So let's give a quick overview in case you're not as familiar yet with kind of how the OneDrive and SharePoint development platform works and where Graph fits in. So we have kind of an app platform to help you build apps, and that's the SharePoint Framework. So if you're building web parts in SharePoint, SharePoint Framework is your top level part of the stack. We've also got the user experience platform in Office UI Fabric. So if you're doing the styling, if you're using controls, Office UI Fabric is going to give you that bit. And then what we're here to talk about is the data platform, which we're expressing through Microsoft Graph. Lots of other APIs out there, but a lot of our investment is in Graph, and that's where we want to show you the latest and greatest stuff. There's some other sessions that have happened throughout the week. We've got them listed, and we'll put a list up again at the end if you want to go back and watch the videos. Since we're at the tail end, I don't think there's anywhere else I can recommend you go, but definitely catch the recordings later if you missed any of those. So for today, we're going to do a quick overview of how OneDrive and SharePoint work in Graph. We're going to look at what's new in the files space. We're going to talk briefly about what we're calling our scanning guidance, which is how to do high volume and scale solutions with our APIs, which is really important. We're going to see a great demo that builds on some of the other demos you've seen throughout the week. We're then going to talk about what's new in lists, what's new in sites. Both of those are parts of the API that have some great new features. We'll do another demo. Then we're going to talk about something you may not have expected from us, which is a brand new user experience component. We literally shipped it last night and is available. So all of the bits you'll see us talk about in code are things that are available on various endpoints, whether it's the GA, beta, or in this case, an NPM package you can take a look at. And we'll see a demo of that, and then we'll come back and wrap up. So OneDrive and SharePoint and Graph are really boiled down to 4 components. You have files, which live in drives. So if you have your OneDrive for Business, that's a drive. Anywhere you've got a file, it's a drive. If it's attached to a team, it's attached to a modern Office 365 group, it's all going to be in the drive. And so when you're looking at the reference documentation, drive is what you're looking for when you're doing files things. On the SharePoint side, you get sites. It gives you all of your metadata about the sites that you're working with. You've got lists. Everybody loves lists. So we've got lots of stuff there. And then document libraries get to be the special case. They are both drives and lists. So when you want to work with the files in a document library, you use the drives API methods to work with it. And when you want to do things like set the metadata about the items and work with the columns, you work with the list API on that document library. So they get to be the special case that is both at the same time. So let's jump into all the great new stuff. What's new in files? First off, we have a new general availability of the File Preview API. So some of you may or may not be familiar with the File Preview API, but what it does is lets you use our OneDrive for Business file previewer in your applications. So we'll look at the details in a minute, but this lets you use our tech right from your solutions. We have a new API that is Documents I Follow. So if you want to work with the list of things that the user has decided to follow in the service, you can get that. You can manipulate it, add things to it, remove things from it. We've got some new analytics APIs, which are really cool. We'll take a look at what we've got there. And one that's coming soon is what we're calling ACL changes in webhooks. So today you don't get notifications when the security and permissions change on a file through the webhooks notifications. That's about to change. So you'll be able to do security events with webhooks in our service, and that plays in a lot with our scanning guidance that we'll talk about in a few minutes. Another new feature that's coming very, very soon, didn't quite make the conference, is bulk move and copy. So if you want to do more than one file at once to copy across site collections, you'll be able to do that, move across site collections as well. So those are all coming soon. So let's look at some of the details for these new APIs. For file preview, it's a post operation, and it's really simple. It's on the preview endpoint. What you get back is then either a get or a post URL in the body, and when you traverse that link, it's going to instantiate our OneDrive previewer into your user experience. So you can put that right into an iframe in your page, and you'll get the preview of a document or any of the supported file types that we have in OneDrive. And you'll see that in one of our demos later on. For documents I follow, you have a get, a post, and a delete. You can get the list off of the drive by checking out the following action. To follow a specific item, it's on the item itself. So you have an item ID and you can follow that. Delete, you actually delete the item out of the list. So these are a little bit jump around, so you have to know where you are for which operation you want to do. But you can do all three of those operations off of the following list. For analytics, we have two primary APIs that are available in beta and working today, so you can try these out next time you get back to your computer. So we have last 7 days and all-time stats for both a drive item, so a file, and the site. So both of those levels, you'll be able to get these analytics. And so you can see in the sample results, you're going to get the action count and the actor count for those. I encourage everyone to try those out. Give us feedback since these are new APIs. We definitely plan to expand this further over time, but these two are the first ones that we were able to get into beta for you. All right, let's talk about scanning guidance. So scanning as a scenario really is working with files at scale. So you want to discover all the files in your enterprise, and then you want to watch for changes on all of those files. And if you have a large enterprise, that's a lot of events happening in the system. And so working with it in an efficient way is critical for you to have a good user experience, to not get throttled, and to provide your users with a good experience. So last week, we published new guidance at aka.ms/scanguidance. And the guidance boils down to these 4 steps that you need to take. 1 is just discover the sites that you want to actually scan. 2, use the Delta query feature of Graph with no token to do the initial crawl. And so when you call Delta query with no token, what it does is it enumerates everything that's in the drive that you're looking at. So you'll be able to get the initial crawl list in the way that we have most efficiently exposed to you without having to traverse the list individually. So this will give you one call that you can make and get the whole list. Once you've done that, then you can establish webhooks to watch for notifications. As we said earlier, you'll be getting security changes over time as well in that API, hopefully very soon. And then you'll process those changes with the Delta query. So the first time you call it, it's going to give you a token. You call it again with that token, and it's going to give you all of the changes that have happened since the last time you called. So you don't have to worry about how many events are happening between when your webhook comes in and when you come back with Delta, because it's going to be the time between the Delta queries that actually gives you all of the changes. So if you follow that guidance, we expect you'll have a good experience writing these kind of applications. And what's cool is this works as a general pattern, not just for the high scale problems, but also for a bunch of other really cool scenarios. And so Darren is going to walk us through our first really awesome scenario here and show you how all of this comes together for some really cool stuff. Nope, 7's me.
7's you? Nope, 7's me. Yay. So at the Contoso Electronics Drone Division, our team is committed to keeping our fleet of drones out of harm's way. And as any of you with considerable experience with drones knows, the 2 most common hazards the drones encounter are cats and cactuses, or as we call it in the biz, cacti. So here you can you see the document library where our drone fleet uploads the images that they encounter. And they've been categorized as either cat or cactus through a custom vision model that the team has trained. Let's show you how that works. So here's an incoming feed of images. This one's obviously been done before. So this one's obviously a cat. We'll just go ahead and paste that in.
Which is the new paste directly into OneDrive feature you saw earlier in some of the keynotes. It's awesome and it works.
This one looks like it's going to be a cactus. Paste that in. That's a cat kiss.
I groaned when he said that the first time, so don't be afraid to do that too.
And you can see within a few seconds, these are getting classified by our custom vision model. And what's happening here is a webhook is triggering an Azure function to go run it through Cognitive Services custom vision, get the tag, and then apply it back to the list. And you'll see all the code behind that in a second. This one is what we call a drone's worst nightmare. And over here we have cupcakes. Y'all see the keynote earlier? Contoso is also heavily invested in event planning and cupcakes. Well, let's see what it thinks this one is. Lots of tubes that need to, oh, a cactus. That doesn't look quite right. Well, anyway, let's take a look at the code. Can everyone see okay? Zoom higher, lower? Silence sounds good. Okay, so this is all powered by 3 different Azure functions. We're going to walk through them in order. First one is the subscribe function. This is the function that you use to enroll a document library for custom vision. You make a call to it, pass in the coordinates to your library, either the list URL or the site ID, web ID, and list ID, and it'll go and take care of the rest. The function takes as input an HTTP request, which is the trigger for it, and has an output binding for Cosmos DB, and you'll see a little later about why we do that. The function uses ADAL to get auth tokens to communicate with Graph. It uses the app-only auth, so no user involvement here. I'm not going to show you how to set up the application and the consent flow, because that's all been done before. And it uses the Graph SDK to talk to Microsoft Graph. So I'm just going to step through what this function does, and it'll make sense about how it follows the scanning guidelines that Jeremy talked about earlier. So the very first thing that it does when it gets invoked is get the graph path that we're going to use to talk to Microsoft Graph. So what does that do? Checks the query string. Did they pass in a full site ID and a list ID? If so, then it's just going to return the site's site ID, list's list ID, API path syntax that you can use for the rest of your graph calls. Otherwise, if you pass in a URL, you can use the shares API, which can take in the raw URL, base64 encoded and made URL safe with a few transformations we document, /list to get the list representation of the thing that the URL is pointing to. Notice we're also selecting out the ID and the SharePoint IDs facet to get things like the site ID and the web ID and various other IDs that are useful for interoping with other SharePoint APIs. And then at the end, we resolve all of that just so we can produce another consistent site ID, list ID URL. You may ask why we don't just use the shares URL format everywhere. We could. There is one thing later on that we do in this function that only works with the ID-based accessing. So it is what it is. So we get the graph path, and then we call getList. GetList is pretty simple. We call the Graph SDK, pass in our path, We're going to expand the columns and the drive. We want to look at the list schema and see which columns are defined to see if we need to add any more. We also want to get the drive information about the list so we can get the drive ID, because this entire system is keyed off of the drive ID. We do the get, and then when it comes back, we call ensure columns. What does that do? Well, we have our list of columns here that we expect these lists to have. It has a tag, a robo tag, and a robo confidence. The tag is whatever the human is going to set the tag to. This is a cat, this is a cactus. The robo tag is where the robot stores its guess as to what the image was. And the robo confidence is the confidence number that comes back from custom vision. So with those declared, we're going to loop through the columns that come back from the list, store them away in a dictionary. Then we're going to loop through the required columns. If it's not in the dictionary, we're going to push that column onto a collection that we're going to then add. And then for everything in that collection, we're going to go make a graph call. Here I'm using the shares syntax again. We're going to post that column to the collection of columns, adding it to the list and augmenting the schema that way. And then we're done. After that, we have a list that has the right columns in it. Now we're going to subscribe for webhook notifications. We are going to make another graph call, posting to the subscriptions endpoint a subscription resource. We're directing it at drives drive ID/root, which is the root folder of the drive that we're looking for changes in. We're going to set the notification URL to the Azure function URL for our other function, our next one, the notify function, and the URL is conveniently right here. And we set an expiration date time. I don't want this demo running past October 12th. Client state is a random value that you can specify to ensure that when a notification comes into your webhook receiver, that it came from something that you know about. Otherwise, if someone got a hold of your URL, they could spam it and you wouldn't know whether to trust it or not. So here we're just going to store a random number there, and then when we receive these notifications again, we're going to make sure that it matches, and you'll see how that works later. And change type updated just means I want to see all changes, creates, deletes, updates. Then when that comes back, I'm going to return an object that contains the drive and the subscription. So now I've subscribed. I'm going to update my state. So when you are running a high volume thing like this and picking up changes over time using the Delta API, you need to remember the Delta token so that when you come back next time, you only get the changes that have happened since the last time you called. That means you need state. So we're using Cosmos DB to store a little state document that basically just has the Delta token that we last used. But I'm also storing a few other things in there, like the drive ID, the creation date, and the modified date of this state entry, so it's helpful for debugging. So this is just creating the state document. And then what I do with the state document is I finish. I call done on the context for the Azure function, returning null for no error, and then outputting my state document into the state.doc output binding. Remember, this function has an output binding to Cosmos DB, and this will just push that document into Cosmos DB. And that's it. The next function is notify. So this one is the thing that receives webhook notifications from Graph. As input, it takes an HTTP trigger, which is the HTTP call from Graph, and the payload of that is the webhook notification. It also has a Cosmos DB input binding, which is the state doc, and an output binding to the Azure storage queue that we've set up to store all of the work items that we're going to process. Now, as any of you who've implemented our webhooks protocol before already know, the very first thing that happens when you sign up for webhooks is the service sends you a ping to validate that you are up and that you are expecting to get webhooks. It includes a random validation token in the query parameter, and you're supposed to just reflect that back. So that's what this function does at the very top. It grabs the validation token from the query string and just writes it back. Next, it sees, if that wasn't the case, then it sees if we have a state doc. If we don't have one, then that means that we couldn't match against anything in Cosmos DB. Clearly, we haven't registered the right way through the subscribe function, so we're just going to bail out. Next, assuming we have a state doc, we're going to check whether the client state that the webhook notification sent us matches the one that we stored in the subscription object. If they don't match, then this is either someone trying to tamper with it or a notification coming in from some stale subscription we're not expecting, so we're just going to throw access denied or something and bail out. But other than that, if everything works, we create a work item with the drive ID and the state doc and the request, just for fun. And we dump that into our output binding, which will put it into an Azure Storage Queue. Now, this function is tiny and does barely anything. And that's important because if you do a lot of work in the webhook receiver that you stand up, it can time out. And if it times out, then Graph will retry. It could retry a number of times. You'll get invoked again while you're already processing. If you take too long multiple times or don't respond, the subscription could get dropped completely. It's important that you immediately respond to the webhook notification, say, yes, I'm on it, and then do your processing asynchronously like we're doing here. Now, the final function, the one that actually does the work, the process function. This one takes in a notification object from the Azure Storage Queue. It takes in the state doc from Cosmos DB, and has an output binding for the updated state doc. That's where we update our Delta token. Similar to before, we begin with setting up our ADAL SDK and our Graph SDK for talking to Graph. This one's also talking to Cognitive Services Custom Vision, and it's just using fetch to make REST calls to that. So let's walk through how this thing works. When this gets called, it means that a good work item was enqueued into our work queue. So the first thing we're going to do is call Delta on the graph and pass in the Delta token from our state document. Delta can be called with no token, which is what you do when you're starting out. That begins a full recursive, full depth enumeration of the drive. Or it can be called with a token, which is how you get the changes since the last time you called Delta. In this case, if the Delta token I pass into this function is null or empty, I'm going to call Delta with no token. Otherwise, I'll formulate a token query parameter that I'll use to call Delta to pick up my differential changes. And then I call Graph again. Drives drive ID, root, Delta with my token. When I get the results back, I concatenate them with the results that were passed in earlier. At the beginning, I called this, I didn't pass anything in, it was null. And you'll see later, I may call myself back. This is a recursive function. Every page in a Delta response has either a next link or a Delta link. Next link means there are more pages available right now. There are more changes you haven't seen yet. Go grab the next link and follow it to get the next page of changes and keep going, just like any other paged API in the graph, until you run out of next links. And when you run out, you'll find a Delta link. This is basically the same as a next link, except if you follow it, there won't be anything there because there haven't been any changes yet. But if there are changes and you follow the Delta link, then you'll see the changes. So the Delta link is your new state and an indication that you stop. So what this does is sees if there's a Delta link, and if there is, extract the token from it for safekeeping. If there isn't a Delta link, see if there's a next link, and if there is, extract the token again, and then call get Delta again, the whole recursion thing. When this is all done, I have my list of changes in the results. Now I do something a little interesting here. I deduplicate them. Now, there are some edge cases where you get a big stream of deltas from many, many, many pages of the Delta API, you could have duplicate results in there. Common reason that might happen is while you're enumerating an enormous library, other people might be uploading files or changing files at the same time. They'll show up twice. You know, in many cases, it's not a big deal and you don't need to worry about it, but since we're doing some pretty heavyweight computing here, I don't want to do anything more than once per file, so I just quickly run through and pick the first instance of every item I see. And now we have our deltas. After we get our deltas, we filter them down to those that have an image facet, meaning they're images, and those that are not deleted. When an item gets deleted, the Delta API returns a deleted facet, indicating it's a tombstone. I don't care about tombstones here, I'm training a model. Once I have those, I go back and get the fields for the list item, because that's what the system operates on, and those don't come back in the Delta query right now. Once I get all of those back, I filter down to the images that need training or prediction. Lots of ands and ors over here, but roughly what this is just doing is saying, hey, okay, we have a library that has some custom metadata, tag and robotag. If there's no tags, it means we need to go send this to the robot to figure out what it is and stamp a tag on it. Is it a cat or a cactus? If there are tags, but they're different, then that means that the human said, hey, you were wrong. Let's go train the model so it'll be better next time. So once we have the images that we care about right now, we call process, which is where all the magic happens. We start off by looping through all of the images. If there's no tag, like I said, that means we need to schedule it for classification. If there is a tag, then we schedule it for training. We just accumulate those there. Next, we get the vision project from Custom Vision. This is where the model is stored for machine learning. Here we're calling cognitive services. We go through and get our list of projects. We loop through them and we find the one that maps to our drive. The models are named after the drive ID. If we find it, great, we use it. If we don't find it, we create one. I'm not going into too much detail on the REST APIs to cognitive services because that's not our team. Once we have a project, we look at the tags that are set on the project. The project in Custom Vision has the list of tags so that it knows what to classify things as. And we compare that list of tags to the tags that we saw in our Delta query. So if we encounter a new tag, we're going to want to go and tell the model, hey, new tags exist. So that's what we do here. And then finally, every time you train the model, it creates a new iteration. So that if you decide you don't like how you trained it, you can go back to a previous one. In this case, we're always going to want to use the latest iteration, so we go and look at the iterations and we pick the last one that has completed. And we set that as the default iteration for use. Gloss through all of that really quick, but this will all be on GitHub soon for anyone who wants to take a look. So now, once we have the project from Custom Vision, we train the images that need training. So for each image, we grab its download URL and then call the training API saying, here's the tag and here's the list of images for that tag. If that comes back successfully, we go and attach this updated fields object to the items for later. And we're going to set the robo tag to the check mark, meaning we have trained it. If something fails, then we just fail out. And then after training, we do prediction. This is for anything that didn't have a tag. We call Custom Vision similarly with the download URL, and this time see what it comes back with. If it came back with a prediction, we take its highest confidence one and populate the updated fields to the tag that it guessed and the confidence that it had. And we also set the human tag to that. The idea is that in most workflows, you just look at the normal tag field. If there are any errors, we see what they are. If we get this one back, then it means there hasn't been enough images in the system for training. So we add a needs more training error. Sometimes they'll throttle us if we go too fast because we're using the free SKU. Sorry, guys. Put a little "will try later" error code on, and we'll try the next time. And otherwise, we'll put a terminal error code on. We don't want to try again. And then finally, we take all of the metadata that we squirreled away, and we call graph back again to update the list items. We patch the fields, passing in the updated fields that we collected along the way. And once that's done, we're done. We return no error, and we output the new state document with the new Delta token. So let's see how this works. Does anyone have ideas for other drone hazards that aren't cats or cacti? I heard birds. Let me get another one. Telephone pole. All right. So let's get some pictures of birds. We'll take this one. Trying to train an ML model in front of you right now from scratch. I was advised by the cognitive services guys that you need at least 50 images. Just kidding, I didn't ask them. I read that on the internet somewhere. Must be right. So I was saving those somewhere. Through the magic of Wi-Fi, they're there now, and that should have refreshed, but it didn't. Telephone pole. That looks pretty scary. That one looks pretty treacherous. I haven't tried training it with more. No, I have. It's easier to train it with 2. I'm only doing like 5 images. We'll try wind turbine later. Or fork this on GitHub and try it yourself. Okay, so you see that I'm uploading all of these things, and it's not putting any tags down. That's because we haven't taught it anything yet. Let's try teaching it. I'm going to go into the tiles view because I don't know what I'm looking at here. Ooh. Multi-select. These are birds. This one. These are poles. And did I miss anything? I really like doing this group by tag. All right, I missed one. I think you can just drag that down to here. Yay, that worked. All right. Now let's see what happened. If I go back to the compact list, I can see the little check mark that we saw earlier means that it was trained. So let's see how well this works. I'm going to scroll ahead a little bit and upload this thing and see what happens. Let's go and upload this one too. And let's try a bird. it did there? Polls. You guessed right. So the ones that don't have a check mark are the predicted ones, not the trained ones. Hey, and it got the birds too. So this is how your team can train an ML model with no code after you do a bunch of code, or use my code.
Yeah, so earlier in the week you saw kind of the final side of this. But this shows just how easy it would be for whatever domain you're in to create kind of a little training site that you could be identifying drone hazards, you can be identifying cupcakes like we were earlier, or anything else, and then hook up to Flow or Power Apps or any of the other things you might want to do with that data. But we're on stage, and that did not take that long to walk through all the code necessary to be able to train your own models off of OneDrive and SharePoint data. So I think that's pretty cool. Let's go back over to our slides. Talk about some more new stuff. So what's new in lists? Lists is a little bit shorter list than the other parts. You may have seen earlier demoed the location column that we've added to SharePoint. That's now available also in the beta API, so you can work with that brand new column type through the API. And very soon we are going to have list views. So today you can only work with the full set of columns that's associated with a list when you're working through Graph. We are working very hard to deliver imminently into beta the ability to work with list views. So you'll be able to enumerate the views that are associated with a list, add and remove custom columns from them, and just generally get the more efficient way to work with your data after filtering it to a view. So we're really excited about that. I think that's going to bring us a lot closer in parity to some of the classic SharePoint REST APIs. And hopefully you'll take a look at that as soon as we get it out the door. For the location column, which is live today, we've got kind of the UX that you'll see if you're using this new column on the right, and then kind of what the more complex data representation internally looks like. So in this case, you can see when that column comes back, you're going to get the address that might be associated, the individual coordinates, and what the display name is. So there's a lot of cool applications here. If our drones were out there in the wild, we probably would have hooked up the actual location those drone hazards were identified at, and made our ML model even cooler. So here's the big one. I'm the most excited about this because we pushed really hard to be able to get this in beta. We are announcing a new API for Pages. There were a couple sessions that may have talked about this earlier in the week, but we're going to actually look at what's available and how it works, and I'll show it working live in a demo in a second. So Pages API is going to have 4 major functions. The first is to get the list of pages. So if you're on a site, all you have to do is ask for the pages enumeration, and that's going to give you the array of all the pages that's in the site. That'll give you your page metadata, including being able to see what web parts are on the page. We don't have update yet, so you can't manipulate the structure after the fact, but you can at least see what's there in our initial beta. Create new page is our next major function. Create page allows you to pass in web part data, including the RTE, as you'll see in this example, for creating a new page. It puts the title property directly into the field on the page up in the header. And this lets you start working with kind of creating custom pages, works great with custom web parts. This is not limited to first-party web parts. Definitely give this a try and let us know what you think. And then the last 2 parts of the life cycle that we've implemented in this initial beta are delete, so you can get rid of a page that you want to get rid of, or publish. So not only can you dynamically create the page, you can take it all the way to live for your customers directly in. So there's some great capabilities here, and we're going to see those in a demo very quickly, which is now. So let's jump over to my laptop. And Darren got to do all the really cool, mathy, fun stuff that trained AI on stage. I'm a PM, so they only let me work on user experience code. So we're going to build a web part to actually display all of the data that Darren was collecting and give a little bit more interactive experience for classifying the things that it might have gotten wrong. So I'm here in the SharePoint Workbench, which is where we'll be testing our web part as we start. And the workflow for creating web parts that talk to Graph is slightly different than you might be used to if you've built web parts before. So normally you can just start in the workbench, you write your code locally, and off you go, everything's great. When you're working with Graph, we do our best to hide all of the authentication and permission scope complexity from you and your users. But what that means is there's an extra setup step. So if we look here at my package solution JSON file, you can see that I've defined the permission scopes that my web part is going to need. So I want the files.readwrite.all scope, I want sites read write all, and I want sites manage all. So those are going to give me access to the main things in OneDrive and SharePoint that I might want to do. And so I've done this step early. I packaged my web part and I deployed it to my app catalog before I actually started writing code. So I did this step as setup before we got on stage. And the important part about that is that will trigger our framework to look at the manifest file that this generated and put requests in our API management UI to approve these scopes. So you can't start working with Graph in your tenancy until your permission scopes are approved. In other interactive apps that you might build, you will manage the auth and that consent flow yourself. We do it behind the scenes, but that means that the tenant admin actually has to go in and approve your scopes during development. So I highly recommend using a developer tenant to get started building your web part. That way you have easy control over that. But your first step is going to be define your scopes, build your package, upload to the app catalog. It can be in the debug build, as I'm doing here, so I don't have to actually have my scripts finalized and written before I do that. I'm still debugging, but this gets me all set to go. So if we go ahead and add the web part into the workbench, we'll see kind of the guts here. So I've got a really uninteresting purple box that isn't doing a whole lot. And if we pop open the configuration panel, we can see that I've defined a property that I want to set for target document library, but it's not available. So we actually have to hook that up to Graph to pull out the list of document libraries in my site. And we're going to take a quick look at the code to make that part happen. And then we'll come back and see how that works. So in our web part, we're going to look at the top level. And we need a few things to make this work. We recently released version 1.6 of the SharePoint framework. And in that, we took the Graph support from preview to general availability. In doing that, we moved the client out of the preview package. So I actually need to import my MS Graph client from Microsoft SP HTTP. That's its new home. So this is the production support version from Framework 1.6. And then I'm also including from the Microsoft Graph team, the Microsoft Graph types for TypeScript. So I don't have to do this. I could work with the JSON directly, but this gives me easy access to all the type definitions that we've published as part of the API. And so you'll see later on, it just makes working with the API a lot easier. I don't have to manage JSON. I can use the actual definitions of the objects, set the properties easily, and get that to work. So I'm importing both of those packages. And so getting started, the first thing we're going to want to do, because it's an easy step and it's something we need to do every time, when we work with a site collection in Graph, we identify it by 3 parts. We need the host name, so what tenant I'm in, the ID of the site collection, and the ID of the individual site. And all 3 of these bits of information are super easy to get. We get the URL of the tenant directly from the window location host name, because that comes out in the format exactly the way we want it. From the page context that SharePoint Framework gives us, we can pull out the site collection ID. And then that page context also contains the ID of the individual site in the web. So I'm just going to concatenate that into a string that I'm going to use in the URLs I build later to send to Graph. And that's going to be super handy to use throughout. The next bit we need is the actual Graph client to be loaded. In previous versions of the framework, when it was in preview, you used a different mechanism to get the client out from the framework. We're now using a promise model to load the Graph client dynamically because it's a slightly larger bundle. So to avoid actually incurring the cost of loading the framework or the graph client until you need it, we're going to get it dynamically, which means the first time my web part renders, if I don't have it, I'm going to call the graph client factory, which is part of the SharePoint framework. It's in the context. I'm going to tell it to get the client, and when it comes back, I'm just going to save it off. And I'm going to tell it to re-render just so that it can go through the data again with that client and actually do something. If I already have my client, then I'm great. We're just going to create a React component and render that. We'll see the React component in a minute. If we come down here a little bit more, you can see this is where I defined my dropdown that was grayed out in the UX. So we want to get some data for that. We have a couple helper functions in here, but really what we're going to do is look at this function called initialize target lists. This is my routine that's going to go to graph. It's going to get the lists that we want to work with and bring it back. So let's uncomment this, and then we'll look at what it's doing. This is a pretty simple graph call. I'm going to call, using the graph client, I'm going to call the API with my target URL, which in this case is just the sites with the target site ID and the lists. So we're going to get the lists that are available on this site. We're going to tell it to expand the columns, so we can, similar to how Darren did in the earlier demo, we're going to verify what columns are on the lists, because we only want the ones that can work with our drone scenario. And we're just going to do the get. So we're going to do the get. It's going to come back as the graph result. And then we have a helper function here, which is just going to loop through the results, push them into a list, and then check whether they have the tag, the robo tag, and the robo confidence. So if I save this file now, we'll check and make sure that Gulp has gone ahead and built. We should be good. We'll come back over to our workbench. We'll refresh the page. Let's take a look. You can see already, now that I've got a graph client, my default UX that I built is already coming in. So we've got my Contoso Drone Eye training validator, and it's telling me I need to pick a document library because I don't have any data yet. So we're going to expand this, and you can see over here, here's the picker that we have, the drop-down. It's going to take a moment. It's going to go out to graph, and as soon as it came back and had the data, it refreshed itself so that it's available. So here we've got the 3 different document libraries that are available. Which one had the cupcake?
Documents.
Documents, okay. We're going to pick documents, and nothing else is going to happen because we haven't done the other graph calls yet. But now we've at least got configuration, and so this is a super common step you're going to do in your web parts to dynamically connect up to the lists that are available in your site, and Graph makes it pretty easy to do that. So let's take a look at our code one more time. We'll jump over into our React component that's actually going to render things and see what we need to do here. What I did is not very complicated. I'm just going to render the properties that come back from the list. So in render, I have a getGraphData function that's going to go out to graph, get the data, and then I'm using an open source slider control that's going to give us a little panel that we can page through to see the individual results for each of the different pictures that we have in the library. So the rest of this code is mainly just working with that library more than graph. If the component should update, this means that we got a new property value for the library that we're working with. We're going to tell it to go get the new data so it's more dynamically responsive to the changes in the property pane. So the getGraphData function, let's take a look at this. And we're just going to remove the other comment line here. And we'll take a look. So again, we're doing a pretty simple graph query. We're going to do sites with the target ID. In the lists, we're going to get the target library that we picked from our dropdown. We're going to get the items. And when we do that, we're going to expand the fields in line. So Darren got the fields earlier separately after he got them out of the Delta query. In this case, we're going to expand the fields right in line as the items come back, so we get one big blob of all the stuff that we need. And when that comes back, again, this is really just user experience code. I'm going to get an array of all the items, and I'm going to check to see only the ones that have a robo confidence less than 1. So if it's less than 100% sure, we're going to show those images for a human to actually try to reclassify. So let's save this. We'll see what we get. Come back over here. We'll refresh. All right, it knows that we've got a document library configured, and it's loading the data. The images sometimes take a little longer to pop in. And we can see we've got the image name that came back. It's 96.9618% confident. It would keep going, but I made sure to fix it to 4 decimal places. I figured that was precise enough for this demo. And we've got a little edit box here that is actually going to take the new tag that we want. So we're going to take a quick look at the code for that edit box and what we're going to do. All these look pretty straightforward. Cats and cactuses, you can see the classification up top. It's done a pretty good job. There's the cat kiss. Again, there's the big one. Oh, and there's our cupcakes. So it's identified the cupcakes as cactuses. I really want this button to work. So we're going to go back and make that apply button function so we can reclassify that cupcake. And again, working with the graph is the easy part of this. So I'm using the graph client. And my query this time is going to be sites to the site ID, to the lists, to the items, the particular item I'm using. And so I've saved this out as my slider goes. And then I'm going to work with the fields. And instead of doing a get like we have been, this time I'm going to do a patch operation. And what made this really easy was using those TypeScript types I mentioned earlier. I can create a field value set out of the Microsoft Graph types. So I don't have to work with the JSON blob of figuring out exactly how that field array is supposed to look. I can just say, set the tag field to my updated tag, and then I'm going to pass that in as part of the patch operation, and all of the manual JSON formatting and passing along the wire is going to happen for me. So the framework lets me do that, and it makes it a lot easier to get my data across. So as long as I know the name of the field I want, I can use the field value set to do that code. So let's see what happened. We've got that part working. We're going to refresh our page one last time. All right, let's find that cupcake again. Here's the cupcake. Let's find it in our library.
Demo.
It's in demo. So right now it's in cactus. Let's go ahead. We're going to tell it this is a cupcake. Hit apply. I didn't write any user feedback, and voila. Just that quickly, it applied the new tag. No refresh. And if we look at the details view, let's go to list. You can see it actually sent that up for training. So instead of getting a robo tag of cactus, it's now got the check mark, which means it's going to start learning how to identify cupcakes. So really easy to do. I was able to build a pretty simple web part here using off-the-shelf components like that slider, which I got from NPM. Totally easy to use. The graph queries are fairly simple as well. So I've got a working web part. And that's all cool. But I did all of this in the workbench, and that kind of makes me sad because I have this really cool new Pages API that would let me actually put this onto a page programmatically. And so let's see what it will take to do that, which is really not going to be very much. So I have another client, and we're going to ship the code for this as soon as I can get enough comments in. And this is a Windows client that I wrote that kind of mimics what the Graph Explorer allows you to do. So I've got kind of a selector of what kind of operation I'm going to do. I've got my version selector. And I'm just going to take a graph URL. So let's go to sites, root pages. Let's see what happens. I'm going to hit my execute button. It's going to pop up the, yep. So this is going to fail because I didn't select beta. We'll go back and do that. This is using the MSAL.NET library. There are libraries available for most of the common platforms that you could be developing in. And it makes doing the login really easy. So we're going to log in. It's going to say it's a bad request because it's in beta. So we'll switch our target. We'll re-execute. And here I get the list of pages that's associated in that site we were just working in. You could imagine plugging this into a provisioning engine or anything else that you're working with. I felt like it was easier to use the interactive mode so I could actually see the results coming back. and make that work. So that got us our pages. What about actually creating one? So we know from the slide earlier, it's site root pages, but we're going to do a post to that array, and we need the body that shows what's in that web part. So let's go back over here and look at my sample JSON. So this is the JSON that I'm going to send up to go into the body of the page. I'm going to call the page my DroneEye dashboard.aspx. It's going to be my DroneEye dashboard. And in that array of parts where in the slide I had an RTE, here I've got my web part. So I've got the ID of the web part that I can get directly from the workbench. And I'll show you how to do that in a sec. And then the data that goes with it. So there's some internal data and then the properties that are associated. So the Contoso DroneEye is just my default description. And then this is the ID of the target library that in my UX was in that dropdown. Internally in the code, it's an ID. So I know the ID of the library I want to work with, and I'm going to pass that along. So let's copy and paste this. When you're looking to get all of this data for yourself and work with the API, in the workbench, we have this web part data button. And there's some documentation that's going to go with it to show how to transform this into the payload until we can get the tooling to catch up and give you an easier way to do it. There's a few string replacements that have to happen, but this web part data function is going to give you the data that goes into the Pages API for now. So we're going to make that work. So I've got the payload copied from here. We're going to push it back up to our API. And we're going to clear the output when it's done. So we're going to hit execute. And it came back with my page. So it automatically returned the page item. I'm going to grab the ID because a page that isn't published is not a fun page. And you can, as we scroll down here, you can see I've got a parent reference for what site it's in. I know the content type is a site page, which is our modern page type. And then the web parts, it actually gives me the IDs and the instances of those web parts right in that payload. And it shows me the publishing status checked out, which is okay, but we want to make that better. So let's go pages. We'll pass in the ID. I could get, item not found. Publish. Yeah, let's do the publish. Oh, and clear out my, I know what I did. I was posting instead of getting, that's why it failed. So if we do publish, we're going to hit execute. It gives me no feedback because the publish action doesn't return any data. But let's go take a look at our site again. And we'll go into the pages library. And a few seconds ago, we got our DroneEye dashboard.aspx page. And I click into it. And no touchdown yet. There we go. There's our web part that we configured. It's loading the data just like it did before from the workbench. And I was able to do that all programmatically through the API. So if I wanted to deploy this to other sites in my enterprise, I could very easily write a little engine to do that. So this is brand new API, published very recently. Try it out. Give us feedback on user voice. Let us know what's missing, what things you want to be able to do with Pages. The team that owns Pages is going to be investing in this throughout the rest of the year to make it better and improve the scenarios. So we're really excited for that to get out there for you. Let's go back to slides. Okay. And I'm going to pass it over to Darren to talk about our new user experience component, which is not an API, but it's still really awesome.
Thanks, Jeremy. So you saw earlier how once you connect a data robot to your drive, you can use the great UI that comes out of the box to build great applications, setting the tags and the custom metadata and everything there. And Jeremy then showed you how you can build your own UI that integrates with the data hosted right inside of SharePoint. But what if you already have a full page app that your users live in, and you want to integrate that with the data in Office 365 as well? Well, as you know, we have the Office UI Fabric React components that let you build your own UI that looks just like ours to integrate with our REST APIs. But that's a lot of work that you need to do and put together. Wouldn't it be great if we could share some of the UI components that we have, that we use across all of our apps, and that you could embed those in your apps too? Well, let's see what we've got. I have a little single-page app here. They don't let me do UI, so I had to learn all my React and JavaScript last week, so bear with me. Clickety-click there. You've seen the GA of the Preview API. Now you can stick in a little iframe to get the preview of a document there. And it's a responsive iframe, so notice how the branding gizmo changes as you resize it. Makes it really easy to embed document previews in your app. But what if you want to embed the ML training experience that we built earlier on the document library view? How would we do that? Well, we are announcing a preview of the file browse control. This is basically a drop-in file browse experience that you can customize. But it doesn't show up here. Let's build it. Well, here's my simple Create React app that you were looking at earlier. First thing we're going to do is npm install. Probably don't need the quote. You can do this today. Now we're going to import Graph File Browser. And we're going to build a little React component to host it. So you can see down here, I have my main pane. When I click on these different actions here, I enter into a different mode. I have the implement me one right here, and I want that to be a file browse control. So I'll create one. So the Graph File Browser takes in a callback that gives it an authentication token. This is going to launch our UI with whatever auth token you provide. So in this case, I'm going to pass in as props a method to go get the token. And then on success, I'm just going to pass whatever it gives me to alert so you can see what it does. And then down here, I'm just going to go replace this with cat or cactus. And for the get token, I'm just going to cheat and give it the token from state. Let's see if that works. So with like hardly any code, I'm now running the file browser inside of my app. And this does all of the keyboard navigation, multi-select. You don't have to implement any of that on your own.
So if you're doing file browse scenarios, you can now use the OneDrive and SharePoint user experience with that little amount of code. I think that's pretty cool. So.
And I click select, you can see it passes me an array of objects that I've selected, and this lets you basically implement the same file picker that we have. What if I wanted to customize this thing a little bit more? I don't want select or cancel buttons, I want cat or cactus buttons. Well, we let you do that. You can override the render of each of these buttons. So for cancel, I actually don't want it to show anything. And for the success button, I'm going to have it call a function to get a button. I'm going to, instead of one button, I'm going to return two. I'm going to use the Fabric primary button here. And for the text, I learned this new trick. It's a window dot on a PC, pop up your emoji keyboard. We find that the millennials who work on our drone hazard classification crew are much more effective when you use emoji. So in this case, the success button, the select button, is replaced with these two. Let's see if it worked. Hey, now you have a customized experience for selecting your cats or your cactuses.
So that component, like I said, just shipped last night. It's available in NPM. Come find us at the booth if you want the path, and we'll get it available to you. And try it out, because I think it's pretty cool that we're starting to be able to give you more of these components. Let us know which other ones you might want or what other configurations for the file browser might be useful in your applications so we can prioritize what to work on. I'm not on my laptop. Let's go. So that was the UX we saw. We did that demo. So let's wrap up real quick, and then we'll take some questions. So what did we learn today? Lots of new APIs, a bunch in beta. File previews is 1.0. Followed documents, pages API, which really includes 4 different major functions. The analytics APIs, which are just the beginning. We have bulk move and copy coming soon. Location column is available today in beta. List views API, look for that very soon as well. And the new file browser control, which I think is kind of the highlight for me of new stuff we're doing and getting out to you. The scanning guidance is available at aka.ms/scanguidance. Be sure to take a look at that. It's just generally good patterns to follow. If you call us and say you got throttled, the first thing we're going to say is, did you read the guidance? And then we're probably going to tell you that you didn't read the guidance, because we can tell you whether your app is doing it right. And additional resources that you might want, dev.onedrive.com has a lot of good resources, along with our GitHub at github.com/OneDrive. It's not always obvious, but we merged the OneDrive and SharePoint development platform teams together. And so even though you don't see SharePoint in the name of the URL, we are one team, and we provide the APIs for both parts of the platform. And so we're really happy to be able to provide components in both areas. So don't get scared off if you're a SharePoint person and you see OneDrive URLs. That's really the combined location for everything. Related sessions, these have already happened, except for the SharePoint Developer Meetup this afternoon at 3 o'clock at the Community Central area in the big hall downstairs. There is a mule bar, apparently, as part of that. So whatever city of mule you prefer your drink to be, apparently you can order. That's what I've been told anyway. So 3 o'clock, come hang out with the SharePoint team to do that. And the rest of the sessions, be sure to check out on the recordings later, because there's a lot of great information there. We have a survey for the SharePoint team that we'd love to hear from you. Use the QR code or follow the link. And with that, we will take questions. Please fill out your evaluations. We love to find out whether we did a good job and whether you learned what you needed to learn. Verbatims are also super helpful in addition to the number score. So please, please, please do that. And we'll take questions now.
I got a question. Good job on all this.
Thanks.
When you changed that cupcake from cactus to cupcake, so did that, are you actually training it? So if I add another cupcake, it's going to recognize that you flagged it as cupcake and learn from that? Or is it just tagged it?
Yeah, absolutely. You need to put in way more than one cupcake. The reason I did the 2 things on a blank model was I found through trial and error that you can kind of get it to tell between 1 or 2 things after about 10 images.
So once you build your code, you actually then, the end users almost become your free labor for tagging files, and it starts to learn as it goes along.
Exactly. After building this demo at the beginning of last week, I basically spent the rest of the week just dragging images in and labeling them and thought, hey, that should just be our talk. But then we realized that would be boring.
But over time then, a user could just drag a cupcake image in and they don't even have to tag it anymore.
Exactly.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, not unrelated. Does it work on people's faces? We've just built a visitor app. It would be quite cool if it could recognize somebody he'd seen a bunch of times before.
You know, this would be a better question for the custom vision folks. I do know Azure has face-specific APIs. What I'm using is custom vision, which is for objects. I don't think it's tuned to faces, but it has a great suite of REST APIs for dealing with that.
if you look at there is the Faces API, which I used at conferences earlier in the year. And so you can do just general, is there a face and what are its characteristics? And there are also APIs for doing face recognition. We haven't tried them out necessarily.
Vision team.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, if there are no other questions or you want to talk to us later, we'll be up here. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.